fun day here to share charts. Things are now starting to happen, getting interesting, and just great opportunities to make a lot of money are coming up right now. So the first thing I want to go to is the VIX chart, and a couple things are going on with VIX. Is that we're now approaching 8 days in a row where XIV has been down, and I believe the market has been down the same. And if we get past that, I think it only happened 7 days, only happened 3 times in the last 20 years. So things are getting pretty stretched. And not to say that this thing just can't blow out. I mean, we could have a black swan here with what's coming out with these emails and with Trump and everything. So, but I can't operate that way. I have to operate in terms of probabilities. And so the probabilities are telling us that we're awfully close to a great short volatility trade. And, and what I watch here, in my momentum is, see, a couple things are happening now. See we're getting these topping candles now, meaning that people are already taking off insurance. And one thing that people don't realize when you look at volatility is that they're going to buy insurance until they either no longer need it it's no longer needed, really both ways. One is that they were able to dispose of the security that they're protecting, so they don't need the insurance anymore, or the event that was causing the stress has passed or has become known, i.e. like what happens at a Fed meeting or what's going to happen in an election. And sometimes doesn't even matter what the answer is. It's known, there's certainty, and then people can make decisions and they'll drop the insurance. Well, we're getting to that point. And another thing that has come out is that typically 3 business days before the election is really the maximum volatility for the reasons I just described. Either people have closed out positions, they don't need the insurance anymore, or they feel good enough about where they are, or they feel they have enough insurance. And I think that's what we're at here with this right here. So I wouldn't be surprised tomorrow that we wake up and volatility is dropping off a cliff here, and XIV is starting to move up, and that trade may go through the election. So I think we have to be open to that, and I think that's where we're getting to right now. The signals doesn't say to do anything with it yet, just to be aware, and so that's what we're going to do. And if you look at XIV, is that it's pushed through all my bands, and so it's definitely, and it made a lower low here, and it's not a normal stock, so you can't really look at that and have any kind of meaning, because volatility is kind of a closed loop system, and so it always will revert back to the mean at some point. You just can't maintain that level of insurance because it's really revolves around puts and calls, and they expire and they have to be rolled and blah blah blah. So but this is telling us it's pretty darn stretched, and so now we just have to look for the snapback. And one of two things can happen. You could just relieve some pressure, come back up into here, and then drop again going into the Fed meeting, or it could stretch further, which I'm giving a lower probability to, or this could be over, and I'm giving a lower probability to that too. So I think we're going to get a relief rally, then there'll be nerves again. We'll get another relief rally, and I think we'll get nerves in the Fed meeting, and then we'll have some certainty going into the new year, and then be able to see it grind again. But look, you catch these XIV trades right. This trade here, you're talking 30 to 38. You're talking bought the Brexit, which we did, and you just close out here a couple days later. I mean, this is 20% move, this is 10% move, this is 15% move. I mean, you can make your whole year just trading this thing by just catching these things when it gets oversold like it is. And who cares if you're wrong for a couple days? Even if you're wrong for 5%, you're still going to make a lot of money when this thing snaps. So I'm always okay with being early with this. It's harder to chase it because then you freak out. And then so if we look at what happened to, I'll go to the miners here. So we did well this week. So we caught this trade, and we got stopped out, but we had a nice move on XLW. Well, as soon as we get the buy signal, we'll buy back again. And same with SILJ. We had a nice trade on that, and same with AG. and we caught all these trades, and we're out of some of these things before the big red candles. This last candle over is after market, so I don't know if those will hold in the morning or not, but just FYI on that. But we had 3 nice trades on that, and looking at the ags, is that they're consolidating again at VWAP, and so I have a buy signal on this at 28.90, and I think it's going to take a run up to here. So if somebody wants something, it's just really nice way it's moving, and if I'm wrong on this, I'll buy these points down because it's going to roll back up. They're just chewing through the surplus of grains around the world, and the climate's going to be in our favor next year for production. So FYI on that. And then let's see, this is what we're short, and I think it's going to be a nice trade for us. Is real estate is just going to be a mess. So we're just going to sell the rips. For me, because I get to sell options and I get more leverage and I'm more comfortable with it. So, I sold a put spread on this for November 3rd, 74.72s. Now it looks like I'm in the money, and I actually already took off half of my 72 underneath it earlier today, and which was good. So it's going to help leverage my profit a little bit, and I'll stick it back on if I get a chance for a ramp here. But I think real estate's in big trouble long term, and get comfortable with REK. You're going to hear this a lot from me. So, our subscribers, we bought into that. Today I was waiting before I wanted to get back into this, but because I'm more comfortable with the options. But a lot of people don't like SRS, and even though you get a lot of leverage, people can't handle the drawdowns, and I don't want to have to manage that for people too. So REK doesn't have a lot of volume, but it's going to be a trade that I think you're going to stick in. I think volume will find REK once things really start to get rolling here on the real estate side. Make no mistake about it, 2017 will not be real estate friendly on many levels. So you need to get comfortable with how to hedge it, and especially if you're an investor in real estate, you're going to want a place to monetize some streams if some of your tenants start to struggle, or you start to lose tenants, or you're going to get capital calls because of the way you're leveraged. This is a good way of playing or hedging real estate. There's very few ways to do it. This is one of them, and it's something to think about. And let's see if anything else I want to show you guys. One thing I'm waiting on too. This is the one that we did lose money on this week, and I'm glad we got it yesterday because it went down another $1. From there is they're really pushing out natural gas. A lot of it's weather related, and we're just going to have to let this thing come out and then jump back in it again. But secularly, natural gas is going to do quite well once people start realizing how cold it's going to be in the U.S. Right now, Siberia and Russia and Northeast China, the whole continent, that whole part of the continent, I should say, is under snow already. In October, unheard of. It's completely covered. I mean, you're talking from Vladivostok all the way back towards Moscow, and length and breadth of the nation. And so that's gonna cool things, and it's just gonna get things more and more. And that vortex is undulating, so it's gonna leave there. It's gonna roll over to our side, and then we're gonna start getting the cold. In fact, they're calling for it mid-November to mid-December, our first big cold spell. So I think we'll see a chance to jump at Boyle at that point. So anyway, I think that's really what I want to show right now. Who knows? It's going to be interesting times with the election, but I just think the rubber bands are going to snap here, and I think we're going to get some really good trades the next 2 weeks. So be nimble, and you can probably make your year in the next 3 weeks here if we play this thing right. Anyway, have a great night, and I encourage you to come to our Facebook page and like it and support us that way. And if you think I'm making you money and you want to subscribe, we have a deal going right now, 30% off for the rest of the week, and make it a incredible affordable option for you. And you're going to make money off of our trades, I guarantee it. So, and I mean that metaphorically, not legally. You'll enjoy it. Anyway, have a great night. Talk to you later. Bye bye.